Good morning. Welcome to Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening Sunday morning service. We are so glad you're with us. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, sing my love into the world. I sing my love, sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I live my peace now. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I sing my love now, I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love into the world. Sing my love into the world. Sing my love into the world. And that's what we're all about, singing our love, dancing our joy, living our peace, living the truth teaching of the science of mind, also falling under the umbrella of new thought, introducing a new thought into our consciousness, knowing that we experience life from the inside out. And so we choose to cultivate a consciousness of love, of joy and peace and harmony. So join us in that here at Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening. And one of the main tools that we use to do our best to live from that place of awareness is to drop into our heart, to sink into our breath, and just become still and become mindful, and to do that on a regular basis. So join us this morning for just a few moments of musical meditation. When my mind becomes still, there's a place that I go. When my mind becomes still, there's a place that I go. And there's love, yes, there's love, so much love flowing through me. When my mind becomes still, I feel thee. When my heart opens up, there's a place that I go. When my heart opens up, there's a place that I go. And there's love, yes, there's love, so much love flowing through me. When my heart opens up, I feel thee. So I allow my mind to become still and my heart to open in this moment. consciously choosing to follow my breath. Consciously choosing to be still and be present with this moment. I recognize that this is a point of power, this place of opening and awakening, this place of consciously choosing to have an open heart and a still mind. And so I breathe into this space. And as I do, I speak my word of intention for this morning, for myself and for all to hear. I speak the word of intention to be peace, to be love, to be unconditional love, to allow the conscious mind and the subconscious mind within me to be in harmony. I allow my mind and my heart to be open and filled with possibility, filled with possibility and harmony and joy. And I feel this indwelling presence that makes it possible. And so I speak my word this morning for each of us to join together in harmony, in joy, in pure positive bliss as we say yes to this unconditional flow of life and love forever moving through us. Thank you, God, for all of the details of this service, all of the many blessings from the message to the music, to the comments and the connection. I'm so grateful, and I know we are indeed blessed. And so it is. When my mind becomes still, there's a place that I go. When my mind becomes still, there's a place that I go. And there's love, yes, there's love, so much love flowing through me. When my mind becomes still, I feel thee. When my heart opens up, there's a place that I go. When my heart opens up, there's a place that I go. And there's love, yes, there's love, so much love flowing through me. When my heart opens up, I feel thee. So join me this morning in keeping that heart and that mind open and still and ready to receive the blessing we have in store today. But first, before I get into that, let me just remind you of a couple of opportunities coming up. Next Sunday, June the 20th, our practitioner interns are giving me a birthday present. It's my birthday, and they are giving me the birthday present and all of you the present of providing the service next Sunday, June 20th. So our practitioner interns are going to be sharing messages and stories and readings, and I think they even have some special music worked out for you. So we are looking very forward to that next Sunday, June 20th. And then the following Sunday, on the 27th, we will have our online service at 11 a.m. as normal. And then at 10 a.m., we will meet in person in Charlotte, in the NODA area of Charlotte, behind Canvas Tattoo and Art Gallery. They have a beautiful space, and we meet under a huge oak tree canopy in the back area. It's wonderful. There's parking. It's going to be great. So looking forward to that. And so just speaking of looking forward, let's just jump right into what I've been looking forward to, and that is hearing another message from Reverend Ned Green. in just a few minutes. And it's more than just a 5-minute talk this time. I asked him to go into more detail about a subject he was talking to me about over lunch one day, about the connection of the conscious and the subconscious and love, and has some metaphysical Bible in there. So he's extremely wise, Ned Green. And so Reverend Ned will be providing a sermon this morning. Oh, a sermon. I said sermon. We don't usually say that word. That's my old school Baptist coming through. A message, sermon, talk, whatever you'd like to call it. He will be providing that for us in just a few moments. But first, I'm so delighted to introduce to you for our special music today, Ana Lucia and Carlos Crispos, and I always want to add an S to his last name, Carlos Crispo. There we go. And they are the duet Cafe Amaretta, and the beautiful guitar, the beautiful vocals. We are in for a treat. So enjoy.
Good morning, buenos dias, everyone. We are Carlos Crespo and Ana Lucia Divins, and we are Café Amaretto, and we are so excited to be here with you this morning, sharing our music as part of the Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening service of today. So thank you, muchas gracias for the invitation to be here this morning. And with that, how about we sing Here Comes the Sun this morning? Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, I feel the ice slowly melting. Little darling, it feels like years since we've been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening. The next song that we are going to sing is called Oh My Blue-Eyed Love, Este Amor Azul. And it is an original song created by Carlos and I created the lyrics of this song thinking about my daughter and dedicated to her and to that unconditional love that we all feel for our children, and how we will do anything to make them, see them happy, to make sure that they have a better future, to make sure they have hope. So with that, Este Amor Azul, Oh My Blue-Eyed Love. Oh, my blue-eyed love, walking on her tippy toes, feeling my life here to stay throughout my life. Justo aquí tenías que llegar. Since the day I met you, my life has changed forever. Loving you this way is showing me a new game. Nothing to reserve, I give you everything I have. When I see you smile, I feel that I'm alive. Y desde ese día mi vida no es la misma. Tengo el corazón expuesto al sinsabor. Nada que guardar, te doy lo que me pidas. Verte sonreír es mi única aflicción. Este amor azul entrando de puntillas, llenas mi vida de razón. Y este amor azul cambiándome la vida. I promise I will always love this way.
There are two books attributed to the same author that are together in a collection of books known as the Bible. Neither one of them is all that popular with traditional Christians or with us in New Thought. And they're not that popular with us because it's not that easy to see a positive spiritual message in either one of them. When we use what we call the metaphysical interpretation of the Bible, which works for the other scriptures as well, we look at various symbols that run through these books to see them at a deeper level, to where they can become practical how-to guides for spiritual awakening for each one of us. Now, with these two books, if we look at them as a set, including their dramatic differences, then it is easy to see a meaning in them, including a positive spiritual one. And they are Ecclesiastes and the Song of Songs, also known as the Song of Solomon, who was the author. So let's look at the first one, Ecclesiastes. It's perhaps best known because it was used as part of the lyrics for a song called Turn, Turn, Turn by the rock group The Byrds. Some of the lines in it were that there's a time for love, a time for hate, a time for war, a time for peace. Perhaps you recall that song, and it's a pretty good song, but the meaning of it, that there should be a time for that which I want to experience in life and also for what I don't want to experience, it just doesn't appeal to me. And really, the whole book is not really helpful in that regard. It is, in its entirety, a lecture about philosophy, but not a happy one. And I have some quotes from Ecclesiastes. Everything is meaningless. I have seen it all. What is there to show for all our hard work? People come and people go, but nothing changes. And I decided to find out all I could about wisdom. Soon I realized that this too was as senseless as chasing the wind. The more you know, the more you hurt, the more you understand, the more you suffer. And I saw people being mistreated everywhere. They were crying out, but no one was there to offer comfort. I said to myself, the dead are better off than the living, but those who have never been born are even better off because they have never seen all the terrible things of this world. Wow. Doesn't he sound depressed? I mean, really? He was king, but apparently not very happy, at least at that point. Now, one of the earlier books in this collection say that Solomon was just the smartest guy ever. And they give an example of that two women came to him with a custody dispute over a baby. And he said, well, cut the baby in half, split the proceeds, there you are. And one of the women was like, no, don't hurt the baby. Let the other woman have the baby. And he said, now I know you're the real mother, you get the baby. Okay, pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's not Einstein's theory of relativity, but it's pretty good. I mean, if there was a vote on smartest guy ever, I think rather than Solomon, I'd go with the other Jewish guy. And I bring this up because I have one last quote from Ecclesiastes. And he says, this is what he learned from his wisdom. And he says this, a bad woman is worse than death. She is a trap reaching out to you. But if you obey God, you can escape. If you don't obey, you are done for. With all my wisdom, I have tried to find out how everything fits together. One thing I do know is there is only one good man in 1,000, but I have never found one good woman. Really? Okay, now, with this, as bad as it sounds, if we combine it with the next book and look a bit deeper, we can see a positive meaning in both of them together, even including that last quote. So let's look at the Song of Songs. It is, in its entirety, a love poem. There are 3 voices in it that rotate. There is Solomon proclaiming his love for his beloved proclaiming her love for him, and the background choir saying how wonderful their love is. And the fact that it's called a song and that there's a background group, apparently there was some music to it at one time. And I have a couple quotes from this. So the first one is from the beloved to Solomon. He is handsome and healthy, the most outstanding among 10,000. He stands majestic like Mount Lebanon and its choice cedar trees. His kisses are sweet. I desire him so much. He is my lover and friend. And, kiss me tenderly, O my king. Your love is better than wine. Your smell is so sweet. All the young women adore you. The very mention of your name is like perfume. Hurry, my king. Let's hurry. Take me to your home. And here's one from Solomon about his beloved. You are a princess. Your thighs are works of art, each one a jewel. Your navel is a wine glass filled to overflowing. Your body is full and slender, like a bundle of wheat bound together by lilies. Your neck is like ivory, and your eyes sparkle like pools of water. You're so very beautiful and desirable. You're tall and slender like a palm tree. I will climb that tree and cling to its branches. I will discover that your breasts are clusters of grapes and that your breath is the aroma of apples. Kissing you is more delicious than drinking the finest wine. Okay. Reading the Bible in a church service. Did I mention that some conservative Christians don't care for this book that much? Well, one thing we can see by looking at both of these, they are dramatically different. Something happened in between Ecclesiastes and Song of Songs. And that on the surface of it, to see Ecclesiastes to just describe a depression, a despair, and then see Solomon with this love song that the apparent advice is, well, if you're feeling down in the dumps, you just need some good loving and that'll just fix you right up, okay? Which might be good advice in certain circumstances. But with a metaphysical interpretation, we can go much deeper than that. And one thing we can do is look at some of the meanings. In many of these books, men will symbolize the conscious mind, the intellect, the ability to choose and to set the direction of any particular endeavor. And that's what this means here with Solomon. And it is emphasized because Solomon is also a king. He decides. This represents the power of decision. And so here Solomon represents that aspect of our mind in each one of us. And in many of these stories, including this one, women can represent the creative nature of thought, what we may now call the subconscious mind, and also women can represent the spontaneous nature of thought and can also represent the intuition. And in this case, Solomon's beloved represents all of these. So we see this shift from Ecclesiastes, where Solomon has no connection with any woman, that it appears that it is a warning, that Ecclesiastes means the speaker or the teacher. And it seems that he is saying, if you find yourself, for whatever reason, in this state of just dragging around and what's the point, then look, are you connected? Do you feel your intuitive, your creative, your spontaneous nature of your own mind? If not, that may be a starting point to change that. And I must say, in the times in the past when I have felt like that, thinking back, it's like, yeah, I did feel at least less of that. There was a disconnection, at least to some degree. So that really does mean something, because if you look in the Song of Songs, they are together, and they're together in love. Now, there's a rabbi in one of the later books who says that God is love. And we don't have to interpret that, just take that literally, that all love is of the one divine love. That is, that there is the one infinite spiritual presence. It is the source of all good. It gives of itself with a sense of endless joy and beauty and unconditional love everywhere. And if we can have some sense of that, while also having a sense of the wholeness of ourselves as spiritual being, both conscious and creative and intuitive, that's the starting place of all joy. Now, one thing in these books, the meanings of the names always add something to these stories. So if we look at Solomon, his name in Hebrew is Shalom. And the root word for that is shalom, which is Hebrew for peace. Also, the word shalem, which means wholeness. Now, in Ecclesiastes, he doesn't seem real peaceful at all. But it's interesting to note at the very beginning of Ecclesiastes, it says that these are the words of the son of David, the king of Israel, that describes one person in history, which was Solomon. But nowhere in that book is the name Solomon. And that has meaning. He just wasn't himself. He wasn't really that aspect of mind, Solomon, whole and complete. Now, what about the name of his beloved? Well, her actual name is not given to us in the Song of Songs. Instead, she is described by where she is from. She is called the Shulamite woman, or the Shulamite. That is someone from a place called Shulam. And the root word of Shulam is Shalom. That is, she has basically the same name as Solomon, so that they are two aspects of the same thing, our consciousness for each one of us. And that when we have this balance, this connection, we not only can feel the presence of universal love, but also that peace that passes understanding. That's what's described in the Song of Songs. So we can see these two books together as a movement from despair of Ecclesiastes to the joy of the Song of Songs. That's where we're going. And if we look at that last part that I read from Ecclesiastes and put that in this context, he says, a bad woman. Now, bad in this sense is a limited idea of. And woman represents, as I mentioned before, that other aspect of our mind, the creative, intuitive sense. So when he says a bad woman is worse than death, it is a limited and false idea of the intuitive aspect of our own mind. It's pretty bad. And he says, well, you should obey God to get out of this situation. By that, he would mean to have a spiritual awakening, a practice that leads us to that. That's the solution when we realize we have that false idea. And if you notice at the very end of it, he doesn't say there are no good women. He says he can't find one, which is the whole point. And by the time he gets to Song of Songs, he did. That shows the direction we go from Ecclesiastes, the Song of Solomon. So that for any one of us, if we find ourselves in any kind of depression, despair, for whatever reason, we can ask ourselves, do I have this disconnect? And we can use that aspect of mind, that Solomon part, our intellect, our ability to choose, to decide to start a spiritual practice. And in this case, it would be a receptive one. That is, to be open to the goodness of spirit, to be inspired, to be transformed by that good. It would be meditation in the broadest sense of its meaning. And that with that Solomon aspect of our mind, we would make the choice, decide we are going to be persistent, and that we expect a result. That is, that the intuitive nature of our mind, that Shulamite woman, is always singing the love song to us. It's a matter of hearing it. And it is the spiritual practice. If we are persistent and expectant, we'll hear it more and more and more, till we can feel that movement away from Ecclesiastes and toward the Song of Songs. And then we get to the point where our mind, our intellect, and our intuition are clear enough that then we can make choices, the right choices for ourselves on what to do in our outer circumstances to support this reawakening of joy. And it will be different for each one of us, different at different times. So we develop to that point, and then we continue, supported by everything we do in our outer experience. And so we may know that Solomon, not so much the ancient king, but that aspect of our own mind that we choose and support a spiritual practice that moves us from despair to joy, that Solomon truly is the wisest one of all. And so it is.
Thank you. And the last song that we're going to share with you today is called What a Wonderful World. So sing it with us if you know it. Un mundo maravilloso.
I see trees of green, red roses soon. I see them blue for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. También puedo ver las rosas aquí siempre florecer solo para ti, y pienso que sí, el mundo es mejor. Oh, the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky. I watch them on the faces of people walking by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They learn much more than I ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Kids, we see you, we hear you, we appreciate you, and we love you just the way that you are. Divine love, moving through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the good in my life. What a gift. Thank you so much, Anna and Carlos and Reverend Ned. We are so grateful to be so blessed this morning. So thank you all for that, and all of you for joining us this morning. Please join us now as we move into a time of gratitude for all the good in our lives. This is our opportunity for conscious giving, as we just mentioned. So we just like to get into that energy of gratitude by reminding ourselves that we are taken care of and we are blessed.
You are taken care of. I am taken care of.
care of. We are taken care of by the Spirit of love. You are being blessed by, I am being blessed by. We are being blessed by the Spirit of love. Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance to live in abundance. Live in abundance. You are taken care of. I am taken care of. We are taken care of by the Spirit of love. You are being blessed by, I am being blessed by. We are being blessed by the Spirit of love. Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance. Right now is another chance to live in abundance. Live in abundance. Live in abundance, and the abundance of joy and the abundance of peace. Live in abundance, and the abundance of health and the abundance of harmony and financial good. I just say thank you, Mother, Father, God, for all of this and more. I say thank you for each and every person given a financial gift this morning, blessing this center, giving back. I'm so grateful. And I know for each and every person that as we give, we receive, and that we can never outgive God. So I know that we are each blessed in our giving. For we are dancing the dance of reciprocity with the infinite. And we are indeed blessed. Thank you. You are taken care of. I am taken care of. We are taken care of by the Spirit of love. And so it is. And so we just let it be. And we let the love wash over us. Join us in our closing song, if you would, please. And we just say thank you, Ricky Byers, for this song that we have been using as our closing song since we started. We're so blessed by this song, and every time we get together, we still can't fight the urge to want to hold hands and form a circle. So I'm seeing that in my heart and my mind, and giving gratitude to Ricky for this song. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy. We let the joy wash over us. We let the peace wash over us.
let it be.
We love you, we bless you, and we sure thank you. Have a wonderful week, y'all.